Do you think he hasn't been winning finals, but he's been getting to the finals? What's your thoughts about his captaincy?
I mean, to be honest, it's a little bit unfair, because if you reach the finals, is already a great result.
I think Virat's the best option they've got. I think a lot of Australians don't like him because he exhibits too many qualities like Australians.
I think he's definitely their best captain. He can only perform with the players around him, and he's a great leader. So I'd love him as a captain if he was ours.
He's still a great captain. He's still a great cricketer.
There's no doubt about that.
Yeah, that's right. And whether they've made this final, I'm sure he should stay on as captain.
Well, I think he's a great player. He brought the team to the finals, even though he didn't win, or they didn't win the finals. But I think it's not only on him. So he did a great thing to bring the team to the finals, and I think he should continue doing that.
It's not a one-man game. You've got 11 players out there, so he can only do his job, and not everyone succeeds in every match. So you need the whole team to pull together.
Hi, it's Norman Kochnick here for Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick, and a collaboration with Sree Harsha Cricket. We're on the streets of Coogee yet again in Sydney, which is under a 2-week lockdown, as we had a bit of a spike in COVID cases of the Delta virus, the Delta strain. But the reality is there are people out on the streets of Sydney, they're talking to people about all sorts of things. I'm going to ask them the question specifically about Virat Kohli. Shall he continue to be captain of India, and why or why not? Hi, this is Norman Kochnick here on the streets of Coogee for Eyes on Cricket with Norman Kochnick. I'm here talking to people about Virat Kohli and his captaincy and the future of Indian cricket regarding the way they're going since the World Test Championship. I've got a lovely gentleman here. What's your name?
My name's Bass.
Nice to meet you, Bass. My name's Norman. So, Bass, my question for you is, you know about Indian cricket, right? And the captain there is Virat Kohli. Now, he's getting to finals but not winning them. But what's your thoughts about someone like that? What do you think of Virat Kohli and his captaincy?
I think he's a fantastic captain. I think just because he makes the final, I don't think that should mean that he should stop playing, stop being captain. I reckon he's a fantastic captain. So good on him. He should keep playing.
I've got a lovely gentleman here. What's your name?
Albert.
Albert. Thanks, Albert, for being here.
No problem.
So you know your cricket. You know about India, don't you?
I know, certainly, but India and the cricket, yeah.
So tell us, Virat Kohli. Now, there's been a lot of discussion about Virat Kohli and his captaincy. He's made a lot of finals, but hasn't got across the line. What's your thoughts?
Well, I've seen him play cricket out here in Australia. I know he had a baby just recently. Probably got his mind on other things, but he's still a great captain. He's still a great cricketer. There's
no doubt about that.
Yeah, that's right. And whether they've made this final, I'm sure he should stay on as captain.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to win finals. To make finals is certainly a major achievement in itself, isn't it?
That's correct. Yeah, there's only 2 in the final, so you're right up there, aren't you?
Certainly are. So that's a great conversation there with Albert here in Australia about Virat Kohli and his captaincy, and he should actually continue despite the fact that he hasn't won the final. Thanks for your time, Albert.
Thank you.
My pleasure. First of all, welcome Joe and Ange.
Thanks, Norm.
Lovely to be here. See you again.
My pleasure. Now, guys, a lot of things have been happening with Indian cricket. They've done very well of late. They certainly gave Australia a nice old shellacking here early in the year. But there's been murmurings about the captaincy of Virat Kohli not winning World Championships. What's your thoughts?
I think Virat's the best option they've got. I think a lot of Australians don't like him because he exhibits too many qualities like Australians. He knows how to get down dirty and fight, and he's a good player. So I think that's why the crowd loves to hate him.
It's true, and it's amazing how Indians aren't satisfied that he's getting him to multiple finals. It's bizarre, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not a one-man game. You've got 11 players out there, so he can only do his job, and not everyone succeeds in every match. So you need the whole team to pull together.
Absolutely. What's your thoughts, Ange?
I think he's fantastic. I'm a supporter of cricket, and Joe certainly loves it, but I think you've got to have the best there if you're going to give it a shot, so it'd be ludicrous to sack him.
Exactly, my thoughts as well. Just quickly, on India and with COVID now, we've got a bit of a COVID outbreak here, by the way, as you know, but nowhere near like India. What's your thoughts about that back in India?
Oh, you feel for the people over there, because I think that we're very lucky in Australia, the systems we've got and the support, plus the amount of people for the size of the country. We've got plenty of space, but there's a hell of a lot of Indians, and I think a lot of the people in the countryside don't have access to the facilities we have here. We're very fortunate. It's a different style of life. I've never been there, but it's a fascinating country.
It certainly is, and they love their cricket, I can assure you. Now, again, thanks for your points of view on Virat Kohli. I'm still trying to recover from having Bas Miller here and the fluke of that. That's such an amazing fluke. Anyway, guys, thanks, Joe. Thanks, Ange.
It's been wonderful.
Thank you.
All the best.
And I've got a man here who is actually particularly happy because his country's team has won the World Test Championship. And this is, how are you?
I'm good, thanks.
What's your name?
Anton.
And what's your dog's name?
Barry.
Hello, what is Barry? Do you like New Zealand? Do you like Barry? Yeah,
He loves the Black Caps.
He loves the Black Cats. So, Anton, you're obviously a follower of cricket.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you're very happy about the results?
Yeah, absolutely. It's been a long time coming.
It certainly has been, hasn't it?
It has, definitely. There was those times where New Zealand wasn't very good at Test matches through the 90s, early 2000s, and then we turned a few corners, and yeah, so we're number one now.
Isn't it amazing? New Zealand's number one. You've shown Australia a thing or two, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely, we have.
Now, the question I've got for you today, Anton, is about Virat Kohli, and because he keeps getting to finals but not winning. There's a lot of Indian discussion about him continuing as captain. What's your thoughts?
Oh, I think he's definitely their best captain. Like, you know, he can only perform with the players around him, and he's a great leader. So I'd love him as a captain if he was ours.
Oh, that's a great statement. New Zealand would actually love him to be their captain if he was ours. So that's a great point, actually. It's very relevant. There's been a lot of discussion, but he should be the captain.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt.
So will New Zealand going to be playing, actually, India in November again, in India, for 2 tests?
Yeah, that'll be tough. Very tough to win over there. If we could get a draw, it'll be good. And a win even better.
Well, you guys are now the number one test team in the world, so you got the mace. They're back in New Zealand now with the mace. How fantastic is that?
That's great. Awesome.
Thanks for your time, Anton. It's great to have Anton's perspective, being a New Zealander. Very proud of who he is and where he's from. Thank you.
Absolutely. Cheers.
And cheers to
Barry.
Barry, you got some words to say for us, Barry?
Go to the Black Cats.
Go to Black Cats. And I came across some gentleman here who's particularly happy about a certain World Test Championship which just occurred in England, of course, in Southampton. Mike, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
We'll go elbows. Okay. Now, Mike here is in New Zealand. What part of New Zealand are you from?
Christchurch.
Christchurch. Okay. First of all, you're obviously happy because of the win.
Absolutely. Fantastic game.
Yeah.
Play well.
Certainly did. Now, the people who are watching this are obviously keen to find out what you think is New Zealand about the cricket team, but also about the Indian team. In particular, the question mark around Virat Kohli's captaincy. He's got to a lot of finals, but hasn't won. What's your thoughts?
I think they need to take pressure off him. When he wasn't here in Aussie, they did a fantastic job without him. Take the pressure off him. He hasn't scored many runs lately, so maybe it might help.
So you think it might help to have him not captain and perhaps just as a batter on the side, take the pressure off him?
He's still going to be a leader, so he's still going to be that person to go to, but just a backup rather than the actual captain.
That's a great point. I actually really like that. It makes a lot of sense, Mike. Have him in the team, but not put the pressure of captaincy on him. And as you said, he'll lead by example, won't he?
Well, you'd hope so.
Yeah. Wonderful. So, what was your most impressive thing with the World Test Championship? What impressed you the most?
Well, the new guys that came through for us, Jameson's been a revelation, really.
Jameson's certainly.
He's a monster. He's huge.
Isn't he?
Also picking up the couple of unwanted South Africans, which is quite good. And Conway and Wagner have been fantastic.
Is Wagner South African? I didn't know that. That's news to me. Guys, that's news to me. I didn't know that Wagner was a South African. So obviously Conway and Wagner, well done. So that's wonderful. Thanks, Mike. Thanks for your time. Here we have, say hello. Hello, guys. How are you? Tell me about, do you like cricket?
I love cricket.
You love
especially
cricket?
Indian cricket.
Ah, very good. This is a very famous cafe shop. You know that, don't you? In the world.